Assalamu alaikum. The topic for today is motion in straight line with calculus involved. So let's have a look. When we talk about motion in straight line, we will talk about three things. One is the displacement, which is distance in a certain direction, which is a vector quantity. Second one will be velocity, which is speed in a certain direction, which is a vector quantity again. And acceleration, which is also a vector quantity. Now from previous lectures we know that velocity is the rate of change of displacement and acceleration is the rate of change of velocity. Whenever we are talking about rate of change, we are talking about something changing with respect to time. So if an equation for displacement is given to you and we want to find out velocity, what are we going to do? We are going to differentiate it. And if velocity is given and we want to find out acceleration, we are again going to differentiate it. I have made arrows. This is the wrong arrow. From displacement to velocity we differentiate, and from velocity to acceleration we differentiate. But if equation for acceleration is given to us and we want to find out velocity, we integrate. And from velocity, if we want to find out displacement, we again integrate. And we know that differentiation and integration are reciprocals of each other. So let's start with a simple question. A particle P moves on the x-axis. By the way, these are questions from the past papers. A particle P moves on the x-axis. Acceleration P at a time t seconds t greater than equal to 0 is given by this. Equation of acceleration is given 3t plus 5 and the particle is moving in the positive direction. When t is equals to 0, velocity is p. Velocity is 2 in the positive direction. When t is equals to capital T, velocity of p is 6 meter per second in the positive direction. Find the value of t. So here velocity is given to us, but we don't have any equation for velocity. So let's find out velocity. When we want to go to velocity from integration, from acceleration, we are going to integrate. So we integrate acceleration, and this becomes v is equals to 3t square upon 2 plus 5t plus c, constant of integration. Now using this condition, v is equals to 2 and t is equals to 0. 3 multiplied by 0 is 0 plus 5 multiplied by 0 is 0 plus c. So c is equals to 2. Velocity is equals to 3t square upon 2 plus 5t plus 2. This is the equation of velocity that we are looking for. Now it says that when time is equals to capital T, velocity is 6. We are going to substitute velocity is equals to 6 in this equation, and we will substitute t square, capital T as time, upon 2 plus 5 capital T plus 2. Now we take out the LCM, make all the denominators same, so this becomes 3t square plus 10t plus 4 is equals to 6. Now we can cross multiply. 12 is equals to 3t square plus 10t plus 4. We bring 12 on the other side, make this side equal to 0. 3t square plus 10t, 4 minus 12 is minus 8. 3 into minus 8 is minus 24. 0 is equals to 3t square plus 12t minus 2t minus 8 equals 0. 0 is equals to 3t, bracket we make factors, inside we have t plus 4 and minus 2. T is equals to 2 upon 3. T plus 4, T is equals to 2 upon 3, or T is equals to minus 4. We will consider T is equals to 2 upon 3 because time cannot be negative. Moving on. Let's look at another question, and this is a piecewise function given to us. Why a piecewise function is given to us? Because the validity of the function will change with regards to value of t, and the condition is given here. So let's have a look. When time is from 0 to 6, this is the velocity function that we are going to consider, and when time is greater than 6, this is the velocity function that we are going to consider. So let's have a look at the question. What is the question saying? At t is equals to 0, p is at the origin, means displacement is equals to 0. Find the displacement of p from O when it starts traveling at time is equals to 6. This is the equation for velocity. We don't have equation for displacement. Also, we can see that this is time is equals to 6, which is within this range. So we are going to use the first equation of velocity. From velocity, when we want to go to displacement, we are going to integrate. So integral of velocity is equals to integral of 10t minus 2t square. Displacement is equals to 10t square upon 2. So that becomes 5t square minus 2t cube upon 3 plus c, constant of integration. Now we have a condition which is at t is equals to 0, displacement is equal to 0. So we will put displacement is equals to 0 is equals to 5 multiplied by 0 is 0 minus 0 plus c. So c is equals to 0. The equation of displacement that we are going to use is 5t square minus 2t cube upon 3. That is the answer. That is not the answer yet. We want to put t is equals to 6 in it now. So s is equals to 5 multiplied by 36 minus 2 multiplied by 216 upon 3. S is equals to 5 multiplied by 36 is equals to 180 minus 154 144, sorry. 180 minus 144 is equals to 36. Displacement is 36 for the first one. For second condition, at t is equals to 10. For t is equals to greater than 6, we are going to use this second equation of velocity. So first we find out the equation for displacement. Integral of v is equals to integral of minus 432 t to the power minus 2. Displacement is equals to minus, when this comes down becomes minus 1, goes in the denominator, becomes minus, and this minus becomes plus. So this is 432 t to the power minus 1 plus c. Right? Now we want to find out the constant of integration. Are we going to use t is equals to 0 for this one? No, because this equation is for t greater than 6. So what are we going to do? We are going to put s is equals to 6. We know t is equals to 6. When t is equals to 6, s is equals to 36. We have already calculated it. So we can use this 36 to calculate c. 36 is equals to 432 upon 6 plus c. 36 minus 432 upon 6 plus c. We make the denominator same. So this is 216 minus 432 upon 6 is equals to c. C is equals to 216 minus 432 divided by 6 is 36. C is equals to minus 36. So displacement is 432 upon t minus 36. Now we put t is equals to 10 in it. S is equals to 432 divided by 10 is 43.2 minus 36 is equals to 7.2 meters. We will stop here. right? This was a simple question, but questions are not that simple in this topic, right? So let's have a look at a more complicated question where we are going to apply limits in integration, and I will tell you why. Another concept before I move forward is the concept of instantaneously at rest. When we talk about instantaneously at rest, it means velocity is zero. Velocity is zero. It also means that this object is traveling in one direction, then it makes a turn, changes direction and moves in the other direction. So when it is making a turn over here it's instantaneously at rest for a moment. Instantaneously means in that moment. Also another condition where we say a maximum velocity, this condition means that acceleration is going to be zero. Maximum velocity means there is no further change in velocity. When there is no further change in velocity, acceleration becomes zero. So let's have a look at another question. This is the question, again the piecewise question, and we have two equations of velocity. One is from 0 to 4 and the other one is from t to greater than 4 means 5 onwards. So let's have a look at this. Find the greatest speed of p in the interval 0 and 4, from 0 to 4. So I said greatest speed. Greatest speed means acceleration is equals to 0. This is the equation for velocity. We don't have acceleration, so for acceleration we are going to differentiate, right? So we are going to use this one because this is the interval that we are talking about. So dv upon dt, as I said, whenever we are talking about rate, we are always differentiating with respect to time. So we differentiate 8t minus 3 upon 2 t square. When we differentiate, this becomes a, this becomes 8, this becomes 3 upon 2, multiply by 2 because the power comes down into t because 2 minus 1. Acceleration is equals to 8 minus 3t, and as the speed is greatest, acceleration is 0. 0 is equals to 8 minus 3t, 8 is equals to 3t, t is equals to 8 upon 3. Time is equals to 8 upon 3 seconds. Greatest speed in the interval. This is the time. But हमसे इन्होंने time नहीं मांगा, greatest speed मांगी है. तो क्या करेंगे? We will put time is equals to 8 upon 3 in this equation of velocity. So velocity is equals to 8 into 8 upon 3 minus 3 upon 2 into 8 upon 3 square. Same equation that is given in the question. So V is equals to 64 upon 3 minus 3 into 64 upon 2 into 9. Right? So this is V is equals to 64 upon 3 minus 64 upon 6. We will calculate it and this will be the greatest velocity. 4.6. This turns out to be 10.66. Right? So this is the greatest velocity in this interval. Distance of P from O when T is equals to 4. O is the origin. When T is equals to 4 means again this. But for distance, what we are going to do, displacement, we are going to integrate it. Right? So we will integrate this one. यही कर देती हूँ. When you integrate this, this becomes 8t square upon 2, which means 4t square minus 3 upon 2 into 3 because power increases into t cube plus c is equals to displacement. We will find out C. We will find out C when a particle moves P in the direction. When time is equals to 0, it's at the origin, means displacement 0. 0 is equals to 0 plus t cube यानी कि 0 प्लस c, सो इसका c भी इक्वल टू 0 है. डिस्प्लेसमेंट की इक्वेशन फिर क्या हो गई जो हमने यूज करनी है, s इज इक्वल्स टू 4t स्क्वायर प्लस t क्यूब अपॉन 2. This is the equation of displacement. We put t is equals to 4 in it and we get the answer. Let's find out the answer. Chalo. 4 into 16 is 64 and 64 upon 2 is 32. 64 minus 32 is 32. Right? So this is the answer. Third part. The time at which P is instantaneously at rest for t is greater than 4. T is instantaneously at rest. तो अब t is instantaneously at rest के लिए मैंने क्या बताया था, velocity is equals to 0. हम क्या करेंगे, velocity को 0 करेंगे, कौन सी इक्वेशन उठाएंगे, ये वाली इक्वेशन उठाएंगे और टाइम निकाल लेंगे. 0 is equals to 16 minus 2t. 2t is equals to 16. टाइम इज इक्वल्स टू 8 सेकेंड्स. 8 सेकेंड्स के बाद अगर ये इंस्टेंटेनियसली एट रेस्ट हुआ है, इसका मतलब है कि ये 8 सेकेंड्स तक सेम डायरेक्शन में चलता रहा, पॉजिटिव डायरेक्शन. एक्स एक्सिस, एक्स इज इंक्रीजिंग, ठीक है, पॉजिटिव डायरेक्शन में जा रहा है. 8 सेकेंड्स तक ये यहीं यूं सीधा सीधा चलता रहा, लेकिन आफ्टर दैट इसने टर्न मारा है. ठीक है, आफ्टर दैट इसने टर्न मारा है इंस्टेंटेनियसली एट रेस्ट रह के. ये क्यों बताया मैंने, आगे देखते हैं, क्योंकि आगे 10 का इंटरवल मांगा मैं इन्होंने. ठीक है ना. द टोटल डिस्टेंस ट्रेवल्ड बाय पी इन द फर्स्ट 10 सेकेंड्स. ठीक है, अब फर्स्ट 10 सेकेंड्स की बात है तो हम यहां से डिस्टेंस निकालेंगे, डिस्प्लेसमेंट की इक्वेशन निकालेंगे. डिस्प्लेसमेंट की इक्वेशन कैसे निकालेंगे, इंटीग्रेट करके निकालेंगे. इसको इंटीग्रेट करेंगे, ये बनेगा s इज इक्वल्स टू 16t माइनस टी स्क्वायर, 2t स्क्वायर अपॉन 2, तो 2 and 2 कैंसिल हो जाएगा, माइनस टी स्क्वायर. अब इसके साथ हमने c नहीं लगाना. क्यों नहीं लगाना, क्योंकि इसको हमने लिमिट लगानी है, अपर बाउंड एंड लोअर बाउंड लगाना है. कौन सा, 10 और 8 का. क्यों, क्योंकि 8 तक तो ये सीधी लाइन में ट्रैवल कर रहा था. मुझे कैसे पता, मुझे ऐसे पता, इंस्टेंटेनियसली एट रेस्ट. Right? So it was traveling in the same direction till 8 seconds and after that it moved in a different direction. So we will put a limit 8 to 10. So to calculate the displacement, what we need to do is we need to calculate from 0, displacement from 0 to 4, which we have calculated as 32. Now we need to calculate displacement from 4 to 8 before it gets instantaneously at rest, and then we have to calculate from 8 to 10. So for 4 to 8 we are going to use the same displacement equation. So basically total displacement for part D is 32, which is 0 to 4, 32 plus 16t minus t square, 8 to 4 plus 16t minus t square, 10 and 8, upper limit, lower limit. The value is 32 plus, for this it is 16, and for this whole is minus 4. I have calculated it already, that is why I know. Now when we talk about this minus 4, do we subtract it? We don't. We add it with the entire thing. 32 plus 16 is 48 plus 4 is 52 meters in total. We did not find out the total displacement in the previous question, but for this one we have to. Now the question is, what does this negative sign signify? This negative sign signifies that this has stopped in the opposite direction. If it started traveling in this direction, it has stopped somewhere in the opposite direction. This minus sign only signifies that. But for the total distance calculated, its total distance calculated, distance is not a vector quantity, it's a scalar quantity. So minus sign only signifies the direction, so we have to add this as well.